It's me, not a drowned rat. I just got caught in the rain. But the sign outside this restaurant claims it's the world's best theme park restaurant. Is that true? Let's find out. Today we are at Universal Orlando and Islands of Adventure to do a full food review on Mythos Restaurant. This is a Mediterranean Greek-inspired restaurant that again claims to be the best theme park restaurant in the world. We're going to do a full review and find out if that's true. Mythos is a sit-down restaurant inside Universal's Islands of Adventure. It's located on the Lost Continent, which was one of the opening lands of this park, and it was home to the Poseidon's Fury story. But this fits into that theming of going under the sea with Poseidon being kind of in a cavern along with mythical gods, Greek gods. So it's really, really pretty in here and really ornate if you look at the details. Like, look at these fences right here. You'll see there are Pegasus and mermaids. There's a lot of water features in here, cool light fixtures, tile work, and it really does feel like you are like in a cave. I really do like the vibe in here. If you get a window seat, you can watch the theme park on a nice day. Unlike today, I literally look like a drowned rat. You can also sit outside out on the water. So whether it be the heat or the rain, it's always nice to come into a sit-down restaurant. Mythos is a sit-down restaurant, not quick service. You're going to have a server, and you can make reservations. I highly recommend doing so. You can do it on Universal's website or on their app, and they're pretty easy to get during not peak season. However, during peak season, I definitely recommend having reservations. They also take walk-ups, but if you know you want to eat here for sure, it's always good to lock in that time. Taking a look at the Mythos menu, it's definitely Mediterranean, Greek-inspired, so that's what the flavor profile you're going to see on a lot of dishes. For the starters, they've got grilled octopus, lamb meatballs, calamari, hummus. They have Spanakopita Dip, which sounds amazing, and a platter as well, and a shrimp sushi roll. So mostly Mediterranean flavors in there. For the soups and salads, you have a tomato soup, Caesar, baby greens, wedge, and a signature Greek salad. For your entrees, you have a tortellini, roasted chicken, beef loin medallions, a couscous bowl. I had that in another video. It was excellent. It was like couscous, tomato, cucumber, feta, tzatziki, like all the traditional Mediterranean things. Very simple, light, refresh. Gnocchi, scallops, a catch of the day, a lamb shank, a bone-in pork chop, pad thai, and a roasted wild salmon. And then the other entrees they have are the sandwiches, where they have a lamb burger, a fork, knife, and spoon grilled cheese, which is one of their signature items, a bacon cheeseburger, and a balsamic chicken sandwich. Flipping over, you've got your drink menu. They have a wide variety of wines, beers, non-alcoholic beverages, and then they have a wide selection of their specialty drinks. My server said the potion to the gods is the most popular, which is coconut rum, spiced rum, black raspberry liqueur, and a variety of juices. That sounds super sweet to me, so I went for the cucumber martini, which he said was very refreshing with cucumber vodka and elderflower liqueur and some cucumber slices. But they do have a wide variety of signature cocktails here as well, a full bar. Here's my cocktail. It is the Mythos Cucumber Martini, made with effin cucumber vodka, New Amsterdam gin, Sate elderflower liqueur, cucumber slices, and fresh lime juice. So I'm hoping this is refreshing and delicious and will cure my being caught in the rain ailments. Ooh, that is refreshing. That is nice. And that elderflower liqueur is definitely strong, but it's still boozy. I wouldn't say it's too sweet at all. It's definitely not super sweet. It's just a little sweeter than other cucumber-based drinks I've had, but mostly it's very refreshing. It smells heavily of cucumbers. So it's not a bad cocktail at all. Yep, I would definitely order that again. Next up, my starter has arrived. This is the Spanakopita Dip. I love Spanakopita, which normally come in that crispy phyllo dough shell, so this is a dip take on that. It's a savory blend of spinach, feta, lemon, herbs, and it's served with pita chips that have been seasoned with sitar spice. And there's also a little bit of a fresh cucumber, tomato, and olive relish on there, so I am so excited about this. I hope it's like the best spinach dip I've ever had. Look at that. Yum. Whoa. That legitimately is some of the best spinach dip I've ever had. The spices on the crispy pitas, it's super garlicky, and then it's got that sitar spice, definitely has that Greek infusion. It tastes like an elevated version of spinach dip. You can taste the fresh salad on top of the cucumbers and olives and tomato. That tastes amazing. I love the bits of feta cheese on there. Nice brightness from the citrus. This is phenomenal. Next up, I'm trying the grilled lamb meatballs. These are a starter, but I asked for them to come out during the entree portion. They're grilled spiced lamb, rosemary infused polenta, olives, a sweet chili marinara, and a mint chimichurri sauce. They have lamb several forms. They have a lamb burger, they have a lamb shank, and these lamb meatballs. And I just figured, being at a Mediterranean restaurant, I needed to try lamb. These are quite good. The meat itself is perfectly spiced, a little tiny bit of heat, but it's really nicely balanced with this mint sauce and the tomato, natural sweetness from the tomato. I am loving the rosemary and clearly olive oily polenta. The lamb is a little tougher than like a normal meatball would be, kind of on the outside that sears, like a little bit crispier. But they're so moist, they're so delicious, they go really well with all the accompaniments. If you're not someone that likes lamb, or you don't know you like lamb, maybe you want to try it. It comes with 3 meatballs, so it's not a super huge portion. But maybe you don't want a whole roasted lamb shank, or you want to try multiple things, this is a good way. Tons of fresh flavor. That's excellent. And this, friends, this is the piece de resistance. This is why you come to this restaurant. I am so excited to try this. It's the fork, knife, and spoon grilled cheese. It's a classic grilled cheese with Tuscan tomato soup, crispy pork belly, and house-made chips. So it's like a full magical grilled cheese situation. My sights are very high right now. Got these chips on there. There's some of the pork belly pieces. I can definitely see why they call it fork and knife, because like, look, it's falling apart because it's so weighed down with all this tomato sauce and deliciousness. Look at that. Getting a bite of it all. Got a chip, got some pork belly, sandwich dipped in the sauce. That is not somehow what I was expecting, but yet it's everything I was expecting. The grilled cheese itself, I don't know how easily, I don't think you're supposed to be able to pick it up and eat it like a normal sandwich, because the bottom, from being soaked in the tomato soup, loses all its structure and all of its stiffness to be able to hold up all of this gooey, milky cheese. The tomato soup is really nice. It's got that nice, mild sweetness that you associate with tomato soup, lots of good spice and flavor. Love, love, love the pork belly, which is adding that, like, it's perfectly cooked, chewy, like, bites of pork belly on there, adding a little bit of smokiness. And then you've got these house-made little chips, which are my favorite part, because they're adding back in some of the crunch you lost from the bread. You've got a little bit of dusting of Parmesan on there. I don't know how Greek Mediterranean this is, but it's definitely a very unique presentation and a very good grilled cheese sandwich. As much as I'm loving this grilled cheese, I gotta say I think my winner is the spinach dip. That's the thing that blew me away the most. It was something that we're very familiar with, but the little pita points, the way the spinach dip is presented with that cool, fresh produce on top of it, that was really excellent. And I also really liked the lamb meatball. So I actually think, shockingly, the grilled cheese is the thing I would least likely get again, just because it's not as in keeping with the flavor profile of Mythos. It's not that delicious Greek flavor profile that a lot of the other items are. So if you're coming here, I feel like you probably want to try something in that vein. I also really liked that bowl I had last time. But if you have someone that's a little bit of a pickier eater, doesn't like that kind of food, this is a very good and very interesting way to present a grilled cheese. But shockingly, I liked the other items more. Their dessert menu is digital, but they have a squash panna cotta. That's their seasonal, a chocolate hazelnut creme brulee, and a chocolate banana gooey cake. And that's what my server recommended, so that's what we got. It's a warm flourless chocolate cake drizzled with caramel, topped with peanut butter ice cream and candied banana. I love peanut butter. I love chocolate. I don't love bananas, but as a kid, I used to eat bananas with peanut butter as one of my favorite snacks. It was like the only way my mom could get me to eat a banana. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to love this. Look at that peanut butter ice cream. Oh, it's falling. It's falling. Come here, little guy. Get a little banana action. Caramel sauce. That was a two-handed job. That chocolate cake is so rich and decadent. I'd like just a bucket of this peanut butter ice cream. This is a very good, very simple dessert. Rich, rich chocolate cake, warm, gooey, rich chocolate cake. Perfectly deliciously peanut butter ice cream. You've got a little bit of caramel sauce on there. It's not super duper strong flavor. It's not overpowering the chocolate. The chocolate's definitely the strongest flavor. And then on the back end, I got a little punch from that banana. Normally at sit-down restaurants, I don't recommend getting dessert. I recommend getting something out in the park. And I would still say that, like, go get a butterbeer, go get Florian Fortescue's ice cream over at Diagon Alley. There are a lot of really good desserts, especially if you're a Harry Potter fan, like out in the park. That said, if you're looking for something sweet, this is a really nice, simple flavored dessert. I'm impressed. I just had a bite with the banana chip on there, and now I've got crunching in the mix. Finished my meal here at Mythos. Overall, I think the food here is very, very good. My favorites definitely were that Spanakopita Dip, and I really like the dessert as well. Both entrees I had were great, and the other entree I've had here as well was very good. I also enjoyed my cocktail, but it certainly wasn't a highlight for me. I don't know that if I was going to get a drink, I would much rather still get like that just the Nublar IPA I love in Jurassic World, or one of the Harry Potter beers, or something a little bit more exclusive to being in Universal, but it wasn't a bad cocktail by any means. What I think is great about Mythos is I think the prices are really good for the quality of the food. It's the equivalent of a Disney table service, or even less in a lot of cases with the prices I've noticed, but it is very high quality food, and I don't think you can call this the world's best theme park restaurant, but I do think it is a very good theme park restaurant. I had great service. It's really, really neat in here. The food I had was fresh and bright, and I love the flavor profile of Mediterranean food. I think this is on par with a lot of very good restaurants over at Walt Disney World as well. But that said, my favorite restaurants at both Walt Disney World and Universal are not even in theme parks. My favorite restaurant here is Cowfish, and that's on City Walk, and it's a national chain. It's not even a Universal restaurant. And my favorite restaurant at Walt Disney World is Jico, which is a signature restaurant over at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. As far as a sit-down restaurant in a theme park goes, I think it does a very good job. People love this restaurant. They come back happy time and time again, and I've never had anything bad here. I think it's a good, solid place to grab a meal if you are someone that wants to spend the time to sit down and have a lengthier meal, and maybe a little bit more pricier meal than if you were to eat somewhere in the park. For me, when I come to Universal Orlando, I'm usually all about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, so I like eating there, and I'm also usually the kind of person that on a long theme park day would rather kind of snack around, have a drink here, have a little snack there, as opposed to sitting and having one big meal. But if you are the person that likes to have a sit down, especially during a hot, busy day, I don't think you're going to be disappointed in Mythos as long as you like this Mediterranean flavor profile. Is this the world's best theme park restaurant? Probably not, but I don't know what I would say is the world's best restaurant inside a theme park. I think that question is going to vary drastically based on who you are. What's your budget? Do you have kids with you? What kind of food do you like to eat? Do you want a signature fancy restaurant, sit down, have a steak like Le Cellier? Or are you looking for something a little more unusual, amusing, and quirky like Skipper Cantina over at the Magic Kingdom? I think it's really hard to say what the best inside a theme park restaurant is because there's so many different varieties, both here at Universal and Walt Disney World. So I think this is a very good theme park restaurant, and to somebody, it's probably the best theme park restaurant, but I don't think it is to me. All right, finished eating, back out to the rain. Oh, sure. Now it's not raining. Since it stopped raining, we're gonna sneak around to the back here just so I can show you how cool this restaurant is and how big it is. This is a very cool little area of Islands of Adventure that a lot of people don't explore. Look at this on the back of this restaurant. We are on a little quest. If it's not raining and not too hot when you visit Mythos, I definitely recommend eating out here because it feels like you're in this like private little lagoon. Plus, you would then get this outlook on Universal Orlando, which is really fun. Now that we've reviewed the world's best theme park restaurant, where to next? Suggest your Universal and Disney reviews down in the comments. Thanks for watching. It's been magical. Now go watch Best Day Ever at Universal Orlando. Bye!